It is time to restore Currituck's beach. There are 4 reasons to act now. Our public beach is the prime attraction for almost 1 million vacationers who spend more than $400 million each year, including $30 million per year in state and local taxes. Our eroding shoreline threatens endangered sea turtle nesting grounds. Our eroded dunes can't protect the billions of dollars of beach real estate investment much longer. Continued beach property value decline will lead to further mainland tax hikes. Currituck County has been blessed with 23 miles of ocean beach. 30 years ago, our wide, clean beaches were the best in the state. We had large lots, high dunes, and a wide public beach well above the high tide line. Beginning in the 1990s, Currituck's wide beaches attracted billions of dollars in investment. Several thousand beach vacation homes were built well back from the dune. Commercial investors built shopping centers and other amenities to serve families and their guests. With 20,000 rental bedrooms, close to 1 million tourists visit the beach each year, spending an estimated $400 million. They pay over $30 million per year in tax revenues. 16 years ago, the county tax valuation showed beach properties contributing more than 3/4 of all tax revenues. And the beach, with few year-round residents, few kids in school, and peaceful family vacationers, added little to county costs. Because of this, the county tax rate could be dropped to 32 cents, one of the lowest in the state. Beach erosion narrows and lowers the public beach. Nor'easters rage for weeks every winter, and damaging hurricanes strike every few years. Once beach elevation is lost, even high dunes topple. The Army Corps of Engineers and the NC Department of Coastal Management have reported long-term erosion rates for decades, and in Corolla, these rates have been increasing. North Carolina coastal counties and towns have been fixing their beaches for decades. By 2004, NOAA reported more than 150 North Carolina projects had been completed. Competitive vacation areas see fixing their beaches as a cost of doing business. Wider beaches are much more attractive to tourists. Currituck did recognize this problem early. In 2004, the county asked the state to allow it to increase its rental tax rate by 50% and allow use for beach nourishment. Since then, the tourism rental tax increase has raised an additional $48 million for the county. And in the 16 years since the tax hike, while most of our nearest competitors have fixed their beaches, Currituck has not added a single bucket of sand to its beaches. Currituck's inaction has had consequences. Currituck homes have already been lost on the northern beaches. Summer crowds jam the narrow beach, but they find much less dry sand on the beach at high tide. During the off-season, even a walk along the beach can be an adventure. The lowered beach elevation threatens the habitat for local wildlife. In 2017, the school kids came to watch a sea turtle nest hatch. They hoped to see the baby turtles make it safely to the ocean. But some cried when all they found were the babies that had been drowned. Sea turtle nest data indicates that on Currituck beaches, there is now a 50% greater loss of turtle eggs due to overwash compared to Dare County. There are financial implications as well. While reported county rental tax revenues still show modest growth, most of this growth is due to more rental bedrooms from remodeling and new construction. But once adjusted for inflation and the rising cost of rental home services, the average real income per bedroom has been declining. Beginning in 2005, property tax valuations show that beach property has been declining in real value as well. Oceanfront homes have shown the greatest decline. As beach property values decrease, the mainland pays an increasing share of county tax revenues. Mainland owners are now paying $5 million more each year of the total tax burden. Finally, the county hired an experienced engineering company to measure and report on the condition of our beaches. Their report was published and briefed to the county commissioners early this year. The report indicates that the situation in Corolla is much worse than expected. The data reveals that the public beach has lost almost 2/3 of its width. In 2009, the dry public beach was 108 feet wide. Last year, it was only 43. The dry beach elevation also dropped by 5 feet. Very little room is left for all our guests at high tide. The study data shows that erosion has brought the ocean much closer to oceanfront homes over the past 11 years. Individual owners spend thousands to replace beach stairs and walkways. They use beach pushes, sand fence, and beach grass, but they can't stem the tide alone. Damage to walkways, beach decks, and even some pools is common after winter storms. The report shows that continued erosion over the next decade threatens Corolla homes' foundations. Kitty Hawk has shown us the impact of inaction. With our lower and narrower beach, big storms pose an even greater threat. CPE used a well-documented simulation to project the impact of a single major storm. 40 homes like this one were identified where a single major storm could undermine foundations. In many cases, CAMA regulations would prevent or severely restrict rebuilding. This is what our beach vacation tourists would see. This past winter, commissioners were shown the areas of greatest concern. 265 threatened homes in Corolla were circled in red, where a combination of continued erosion followed by a single storm would have impact. 35 Corolla homes, highlighted in yellow, could have their foundations undermined by the next large storm. The remaining public beach will be a mess. Nags Head waited too long to act. After such a storm, all homes and businesses at the beach will see their value decline even further. As beach values erode, the mainland pays more of the tax burden. Beach erosion continues, and another hurricane season approaches. Currituck continues to defer a decision for at least another 2 years. If 2 years from now the county does decide to move ahead, it will still be another 3 years until our beaches could be restored. Can our beach economy afford another 5 years of weakened competition? Are the mainland taxpayers willing to carry another 5 years of increased tax burden? While the chances of a single storm causing hundreds of millions of dollars of property loss may only be 1 in 3 or 1 in 4, the stakes could not be higher. Who will be the leaders to save Currituck Beach and its economic health? The county needs to act now. Restore the wide, dry public beach used by 1 million family vacationers each year. Restore important shoreline habitat for endangered species. Protect more than $1 billion of beach real estate investment, and prevent further tax hikes for the mainland. Thousands of successful projects have already been completed in the U.S. Let's make this happen together. Don't make the same mistakes that Nags Head and Kitty Hawk made by waiting too long to fix their beaches. We'd like the county to consider the following actions. Approve a motion now that the CPE study indicates action is needed soon. Appoint a community advisory board of technical, business, and economic experts. Direct county staff to work with CPE, DARE, and DUC experts to estimate cost versus coverage for a phased restoration plan to be reported by the end of the summer. Approve at least $2 million of the 2022 OT budget to create a beach nourishment fund. Set goals so that by the end of this year, a go decision for the first phase can be made. Hold a community meeting in the fall to present the phase restoration plan and discuss alternative funding strategies. Revise the third year of the CPE work to focus on measurements and preparation of the materials needed to apply for permits. Develop a final plan for approval for implementation by December 2021. And target for completion of the first phase of Corolla restoration no later than the spring of 2025. This will give investors and community residents confidence that you understand the important nature of this problem. Please contact me with any questions about these important issues. Thank you. Over the past decade, I have been analyzing Currituck's economy as part of my service on the county's Economic Development Advisory Board and the Land Use Plan Steering Group. The analyses I show here are based on hard data from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the North Carolina Department of Coastal Management, county tax records, professional engineer reports, and the Coastal Protection Engineering's first-year study. If questions, please contact me to discuss.